Terence Crawford just shocked everyone, including Canelo Alvarez, in a live interview, and no one saw it coming. For months, people assumed Crawford was just chilling, waiting for Jermell Charlo or maybe even a rematch with Errol Spence Jr. but had bigger plans in mind. After calling out Canelo for months, he finally secured a potential matchup with him, and in a recent live interview, Crawford didn't hold back. He sent a clear message to all the boxing pros and pundits who've been underestimating him. He said what no one else in the boxing world has had the guts to say out loud. While most fighters still tiptoe around Canelo Alvarez like he's the final boss of boxing, Crawford just walked into a live interview and declared, "I want him. I'm ready." As for Canelo's size advantage, Crawford made it clear, he doesn't care. Let's break down everything Crawford said in the interview. He explained that he's been fighting bigger opponents his entire career, welterweights, super welterweights, and now junior middleweights. He's built his legacy beating guys who were supposed to be too big, too strong, and too much to handle. And yet, he's come out on top every time.
I'm going with Terence Crawford, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. It ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to show me that you can beat him.
When the topic of fighting Canelo came up, Crawford didn't blink. He didn't hesitate for a second. He said, "If we can make that fight happen, of course I would take it. Canelo's a future Hall of Famer, a great fighter, and I want to fight the best. That's the type of fight that excites me. And that's not just talk. That's a man planting his flag on the mountain and daring Canelo to climb up and meet him there."
I feel I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. He might got the size, the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Would it be more of a cat and mouse? The reality is Canelo does put people out. From Kirkland to Amir Khan to just...
Don't do
obviously,
I'm just saying, man.
No, but he's not. Kovalev.
Kovalev was
we have to respect
older.
the power of Canelo.
He does. Don't get me wrong. He does have a lot of power, but all those guys that you name is not as skillful as me. I'm sorry. No disrespect to none of those fighters. The skill level is not there.
So how do you see a fight with Canelo going?
A tough fight. Canelo is a great fighter. Like, I always had respect for Canelo, but I just believe in my skills. The fact that people doubt me, it just fueled me even more. Try to get the fight even more. And I'm watching him, I'm like, man, I can beat this dude. I've been fighting people bigger than me all my life, and I always came out on top. You gonna get hit. It's a fight. He gonna get hit too. It'll be good.
Let's not pretend people haven't been throwing shade at this matchup for years. Oh, Crawford's too small. Oh, Canelo's too powerful. Oh, the weight class difference is too much. It's been the same narrative on repeat, but Crawford clearly isn't buying it. Interview 4. Crawford heard all of that, and cooked it.in the same interview. He made it clear he's tired of people using size as an excuse to protect Canelo. He even said, "People always say he's too big, too strong. But how many fighters do you know who keep saying that, and still go out and fight guys naturally bigger than them?"
Along my career, I've been criticized, and people have taken credit away from me just to try to diminish my accomplishments, just off of pure hate. So what would they be able to say with me going up 2 weight classes? If Canelo become undisputed again and I beat Canelo, what could they say? They'll say something, but what
they're gonna find something, you know that.
But what can they really say?
Right.
Crawford has been fighting above his natural weight for a while now. The boxing world seems to have forgotten what he did to Errol Spence. Man dismantled him like a sparring partner. That wasn't supposed to happen. Remember, Spence was the bigger, stronger guy. And yet, Crawford made him look like a novice. So if he could do that to Spence, why wouldn't he believe he can? And it's happening way sooner than anyone expected. Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford is now locked in for September 13th. And yep, the tickets are officially on sale. This clash of undisputed kings is no longer just fantasy talk, it's full-blown reality. Originally scheduled for September 12th at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, the venue had to be changed last minute due to a college football conflict. But guess what? That didn't stop Turki Al Usyk from making this mega fight happen. In fact, He doubled down. The fight is now part of Riyadh season's blockbuster PPV lineup, and major cities like Las Vegas, Los Angeles, and New York are all battling to host it, whether it ends up in the US or back in Saudi Arabia. One thing's crystal clear: Turki Alalshik, the mastermind behind it all, didn't just save the fight. He turned it into the most talked about boxing event of the year, and with DAZN set to exclusively stream it, this isn't just a fight, it's history. And Canelo Alvarez has been low-key dodging the Crawford smoke, and fans saw right through it. Every time Terence Crawford's name came up, Canelo hit us with the same excuse: he's too small. He's not in my weight class. That fight doesn't make sense. Sure, it sounded logical at the time, but now, none of those excuses hold weight.
Easy work would, you would take all that money that he's offering you. But yet and still, he want $200 million for Benavidez, and he want $150 million to fight me. So that just lets me know right there that I'm a threat to him. I'm a threat to him. I'm a threat to his legacy, because it would be crazy for a guy that started at 135 to come all the way up to 168, your weight, no catch weight, no none of that, and dethrone you. So, he got that in the back of his head. This guy, for one, he's tough.
We'll see. But let's be real, Crawford's resume speaks for itself. He's cleaned out entire divisions, snatched belts like they were Pokemon badges, and made elite fighters look like amateurs. The size excuse? That's dead now. Crawford is moving up 2 weight classes just to make this fight happen. That's how badly he wanted it. Meanwhile, Canelo's been on cruise control lately. Yeah, he's fought big names. Yeah, he's made history. But hear me out, he hasn't faced a truly dangerous threat since Bivol, and what happened there? He got cooked.
Across town, put out an open challenge to you on the internet with Turki Alalshik calling you out. What's your response to Terence Crawford's call out tonight?
No comment.
Bud Crawford, just won his debut at 154. Said if the money's right, we'll fight. Everybody wants that fight. What do you feel about that matchup? People saying the weight, all this stuff. How do you feel about that?
Everybody wants to fight me. Everybody calling me out and everything. And like I say, I have nothing to win with Crawford. 2-3 weights class less than me. But if the money is right, why not? Right? Why not? But look, I'm focused 100% on Berlanga. I know I have a challenge in front. I never overlook any fighter. So I'm focused 100% in this, and then we'll see.
Crawford brings the full package: speed, footwork, timing, ring IQ, and knockout power. He's like a mix of Mayweather and Pacquiao, but with a mean streak.
I don't want to fight Mexican is because I represent Mexico. And that's why. But I don't care. I fight anybody. And I fight all my entire life anybody. What do you think? I don't want to fight with Juan Mexico or Benavidez. But look, I hear his dad talking a lot of shit. But look, he's accomplished nothing. One single champion, Anthony Dirrell. Please, don't disrespect myself. Please, guys.
Crawford brings speed, footwork, timing, ring IQ, and KO power. He's like a mix of Mayweather and Pacquiao, but with a mean streak.
If Canelo steps in the ring and wins, we're talking legacy, GOAT conversations, all-time greatness. But if he ducked this fight, the internet would have labeled him a cherry picker for life. So in the end, he had no choice. He had to sign on the dotted line.
I love being there, fighting, and give the fans what they want, a fight. And I enjoy what I do, and I still love boxing, and you can see tonight.
And lastly, for me, tonight, Terence Crawford was Turki Alalshik at the other event across town. Put out an open challenge to you on the internet with Turki Alalshik calling you out. What's your response to Terence Crawford's call out tonight?
No comment.
Let's talk matchup. Who actually has the advantage? Canelo's got that power. He's a thick, strong 168-pounder with a granite chin. His body shots break ribs, and his walk-down pressure exhausts even the toughest fighters. But Crawford, he's got that slick, slippery, how do you even hit this guy's style, southpaw or orthodox? Doesn't matter. He switches mid-combo, sets traps, adjusts like a computer, and when he smells blood, he finishes with no hesitation.
He adjusts like a damn computer, and when he smells blood, he finishes dudes with no hesitation.
I really don't have no prediction. I think it's going to be a great fight. I think Charlo's going to come to fight. I think Canelo's going to come to fight. And it's going to give a fun, fan-friendly fight. May the best man win.
And let's not forget,
Canelo has historically struggled with fast, intelligent boxers. Mayweather, Bivol, even Erislandy Lara gave him problems back in the day. If Crawford can carry his speed and stamina up to 168, we're looking at a legit 50-50th fight. The world is completely split on this one, and that's exactly what makes it so electric. Every expert, every fighter, every diehard fan has a different take on how this plays out. Some believe Canelo's size, strength, and experience at 168 will be too much for Crawford to handle. Others are betting on Bud's precision, footwork, and surgical fight IQ to win the day.
You know, Canelo a hell of a fighter, but I think Bud just got all the tools to beat him.
You don't think the weight difference is gonna be too big of an advantage?
I think y'all make that something, you know, in certain fights,
boxing makes it something, not us.
like if this was like a Benavidez, he's actually a lot bigger than Bud, so that would like apply. But I feel like with Canelo, he's like physically kind of big, but like height-wise, he's kind of small. So I don't think so, no.
Corey, how you got a decision to stop this? Because Bradman and Boozy think that Bud actually might stop it.
Me and Boozy talked about that. That's crazy. Me and him got on the phone and talked about it, but I think that's possible. Like, I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but I think it's a possibility if Canelo gets to acting out of line and not understanding that Bud could crack too. So.
And what'd you think of Canelo over the weekend? Did that look like the same type of Canelo you fought a few years ago? And yeah, what'd you think of that?
No, I don't think it's the same Canelo. Not quite, but also I kind of figured it was going to be like that, honestly. You know, I heard Canelo say in the interview, like, I don't really like fighting guys who move around that much like that. And William Skull being a Cuban fighter, like, I knew he was going to do that. And so was curious to see, you know, how Canelo would handle that. And, you know, he kept the ring off well, but that guy just, I felt like he didn't really want no part. And it makes for not as appetizing fight, but still got that fight in September with him and Crawford, so we'll see.
With him getting older, does that only, you know, feel like you increase your chance that you could beat him in a rematch, Canelo?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
What about Crawford?
As soon as we fought, the next day I'm like, man, if we fight again, I'm gonna beat him. Yeah, you know, that's just that's how I feel. You know, I feel like, okay, a few minor adjustments, get the job done.
What about Crawford? Do you think his chances got better, at least the way how you were seeing things heading into the last fight with him and Skull?
I think it's a stylistic matchup, you know, and William Skull don't fight nothing like Terence Crawford. So we're not going to see the same type of fight come September. I think we're going to see a great fight, real good fight.
You and Terence have always had like a good relationship, but if he makes Canelo come off the titles, is he on your radar then in the division?
Yeah, I mean, all the top super middleweights are on my radar. You know, I want to face the best, and you know, a lot of fighters say that, but I don't feel like a lot of them have shown and proved that. I feel like I've shown and proved that, so I want to face.
Even Jake Paul jumped into the conversation during his press conference for the Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. fight, adding more fuel to the fire. According to Jake, Canelo's over the hill, and he even said straight up, I would have beat Canelo. Wild, sure, but it shows just how divided even the loudest voices in the fight game really are.
If you're going to call anyone who says that Canelo wins a hater for saying that he's too big and he's too young, you know, in his prime age, and Crawford is a bit over the hill for Canelo and stuff like that, all you need to do is listen to Crawford.
Nah, I don't never think me and Canelo will fight. He's 168, 175, you know, I'm just 147, so.
Everybody keeps bringing up Canelo. I think that's weird.
We can do something at a catch weight, 160 or something.
What's the highest you could fight at, realistically?
I
think 154 will be my max. Given the age, I'm about to be 36 years old.
Terence Bud Crawford was responding to people who thought he had a chance. He said, I appreciate it, but we'll never fight. For everybody who thought he has a chance, he was telling him, I don't. Now, I want all you Bud buddies to say Crawford's a hater.
Canelo's recent performance against William Skull didn't help his case either. It was a slow-paced fight, and fans were not impressed.
I'm about to be a two-time undisputed fighter, so that's all about.
You mentioned the Cuban style up there. What other challenges does Skull present to you, though?
Oh, he's a very skillful fighter. He's got a lot of talent, and but you know, I've been in the with all kind of the styles, so I can adapt myself to any fighter, and I'm ready for me.
Canelo's recent performance against William Skull didn't help his case either. It was a slow-paced fight, and fans were not impressed. Meanwhile, Crawford's undefeated streak and pure dominance have fans believing he might shock the world again. Crawford said it straight, Canelo brings the bag, and he respects that. But he also made it clear he's not just chasing money, he's chasing legacy, and that was a subtle shot, because in recent years, people have started questioning whether Canelo's been chasing bags more than belts.
Versus Canelo Alvarez, who y'all got?
Canelo. Crawford's going up 2 weight classes, bro. He's gonna be too slow.
He got the skill.
He's gonna be too slow.
Yeah, he's 2 weight class heavy. I just hope that Crawford is not overdoing himself with the weight, and he underestimated because he never got hit with somebody like Canelo.
Puerto Ricans be crazy, man. They fight just like Mexicans. They get down.
So I got a question. I got a question for him. Now, if Terence Bud Crawford was here right now and you was to say that to you,
honestly, I love Terence Crawford. I love Canelo. I'm Mexican, so you know I gotta go from a Mexican.
T-Ball, man. Cause he's looking at me right now.
Yeah, man. He's over here. He picked Canelo. He picked Canelo over you, man.
I'm a fan, my brother. But you feel me, my brother? I'm Mexican, so can I take a picture with you, my brother?
Canelo's been chasing bags more than belts. Interview 17.
I don't think Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia 2 is a big fight.
I was going to ask you about that. I
don't think that's a big fight. I don't think Canelo Crawford's a big fight.
No?
I think Canelo's I think Canelo Benavidez is a big fight.
I think that's huge.
I don't think a dude moving up 3 weight divisions to go fight a dude that's twice his size, you know, I know he looked bigger than him the other day, but I mean, obviously, you know, regardless, I don't think that's not making a big fight.
Well, what is making a big fight? Like, how do you make a big fight?
You take the best person in 1 weight division, you put another person in the weight division, make a big fight, or you get 2 stars that are entertaining as hell and you make a big fight like that.
You think Crawford didn't notice that Canelo chose to fight Jermall Charlo instead of David Benavidez or a Bivol rematch? Come on. But's too smart not to see the pattern. By stepping up and saying, let's make it happen. Crawford killed the, he's just talking, narrative. He wants that smoke. And if Canelo doesn't match that energy, fans will say it loud, Crawford is real. Canelo is safe. Crawford's not coming in hoping to win. Is coming in ready to dominate, and let's be real, when a fighter moves up 2 full weight classes to challenge a legend like Canelo, and still talks like he's the favorite, that tells you everything you need to know about where Bud's mindset is at. So hit that like button if you think Crawford versus Canelo is the biggest fight of this era. Drop a comment, who you got, Bud or Canelo? And why? And don't forget to subscribe for more breaking boxing news, analysis, and hype, only here on Punch Boxer.
Hey David, say you need the money.
Shit.
What's going on with you and Gervonta?
If I'm a boxer, he a boxer, you a boxer, we all need the money.
I ain't doing it for free.
Thank you.
What if Gervonta said, hey, I'll come up to 154?